It's a sweltering night inside Angola State Prison. Sister Helen Prejean sits across from Patrick Sonnier, a man whose calm mask cracks as the date of his execution closes in. His voice trembles, revealing a man haunted not just by the crimes he committed but by the death looming over him. What happens when terror meets compassion in the last hours of a condemned man's life? And what do we learn about justice, hatred, and forgiveness from that dark place? When Sister Helen first meets Sonnier, she expects to find a monster. Instead, she finds a terrified human being. Their journey starts in a cell, but it soon questions every assumption about who deserves mercy. In 1982, Helen Prejean visits Patrick Sonnier on death row. The man who brutally murdered two teenagers is no caricature of evil here. He's shaking, fearful of dying in the electric chair. Helen sees beyond the headlines and feels the weight of his torment. This first meeting cracks open the door to a radically human story. Think of Helen's presence like a lighthouse in a storm. She offers a simple, steady beacon, not judgment, but listening. The death row cell becomes a confessional and a classroom. This presence shows us how deeply connection can dissolve fear even in the darkest places, and how humanity is often found by leaning in, not pushing away. By walking alongside Sonnier, Helen sparks a radical shift. Mercy emerges not as weakness, but as a force that unsettles the neat lines drawn by law and outrage. She reveals that justice taken to its extreme blinds us to the complex, often painful humanity beneath a dead man walking. It's a gut punch to our sense of right and wrong. Sister Helen's journey isn't just about the condemned. She steps inside a complex world, the victims' families, the executioners, the political machinery. It's a panorama of pain, doubt, and moral fog where every role wrestles with consequences. Helen meets the family of one of Sonnier's victims. The raw ache of loss fuels seething anger and sometimes surprising capacity for forgiveness. Through their stories, Helen discovers that pain is personal, complex, and often contradictory. Forgiveness is never easy, but sometimes it's the only path toward peace. She also spends time with the men who carry out executions. These guards and technicians, far from faceless cogs, often wrestle with crushing doubt. Their hands deliver finality, yet internally they grapple with whether their actions align with justice or cruelty. It's a secret suffering you rarely hear about. The death penalty system in Louisiana, steeped in bureaucracy and secrecy, is like a vast cold machine designed to end life. Legal appeals, political pressures, and public opinion collide in this merciless mechanism. Helen shows us that within this system, human stories get swallowed up by procedure, leaving scars on all involved. Throughout her journey, Helen confronts violence with the Christian call to love, not easy, not simple. It's a spiritual and ethical reckoning that forces her and us to reconsider what it means to truly honor life. Helen Prejean's faith is tested daily. She refuses to let hatred burn hot enough to consume her or the men she accompanies. Instead, she embodies a love that listens, mourns, and seeks reconciliation. This love doesn't erase crime, but invites a deeper reckoning with human dignity even at death's door. Her relationship with Sonnier evolves into a powerful example of empathy and transformation. She witnesses his genuine remorse and spiritual growth, challenging the assumption that those condemned are entirely beyond redemption. Faith here is not about judgment, but about hope and renewed humanity. Ultimately, Dead Man Walking challenges us to question the death penalty itself, not simply as policy but as a reflection of our collective soul. Can true justice emerge if love is absent? Helen's story pushes society to examine if revenge is ever a satisfying answer, or if mercy, however difficult, might lead to something more healing. Back in that hot cell at Angola, with the clock ticking down to Sonnier's execution, the raw humanity Sister Helen encountered refuses to let you look away. Dead Man Walking isn't just about death, it's about life, mercy, and the courage to meet the broken with love. Next time you face a painful conflict, try this. Lean in with curiosity, not judgment. It might just change everything. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.